about the hidden cost of illness. And I know it doesn't surprise you when you think of the basic costs of illness, right? But I'm Amy, and tonight's Live About 5 is kind of digging deeper into what those costs truly are. So the first thing is, of course, the most obvious. You've got your co-pays, your annual insurance premiums or monthly insurance premiums. You've also got emotional costs and social costs and relationship costs, right? If you're sick, especially if you have an illness that's ongoing, that can really take a toll on not just your bank account, but also your relationships, your energy, your happiness, right? But here's something that I think is really important to quantify is I want us to think about what the true cost of illness is, because as we're looking at taking control of our health, which is what I help you do, we want to understand what's at stake. A lot of the times people endure, and they endure pain, they endure cost, they get stuck in what I call the medical merry-go-round, and they just don't feel like they have any choice. But when you start to identify the costs and how they add up, it starts to become apparent that you need to be proactive about it. So the first thing, of course, is the obvious stuff. But then I would say there's also missed days at work, right? Or income that's lost, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you're a freelancer. If you're not working, you're not earning. Let's say you're a substitute teacher. A lot of times, if you're a law enforcement officer or in any field like that, the way you're really making your ends meet is doing overtime. And if you're not well, you're maybe not getting your regular pay, much less that overtime pay that is really what helps you make sure there's enough money for the month. So we've got a loss there. Then you've really got diminished productivity, because let's face it, even if you are just missing work a couple days, I bet the day before you didn't feel great. And work can be stay-at-home work, right? It can be that your house is falling apart, that you can't get any organizational stuff done, that the bills are falling behind, that you're feeling like you're letting your friends down all the time because you've got diminished productivity. For before an illness, during an illness, and after an illness, it's not like you're just at 0 or 100. You're going to have to phone in a few events, right? You're going to have to phone in a few things if you're feeling badly. The next is going to be monthly prescription costs. One of the things that changed in my life when I started to detox my environment and take control of my health using Young Living products is I was able to get off of 6 prescriptions. And I'm talking gabapentin, I'm talking omeprazole, I'm talking Imutrex. So big prescriptions, right? Not necessarily that those are particularly expensive, but those are each prescriptions that I was told when I went on them it would be very difficult for me to get off of. And it was not very difficult at all given how I approached my health. But that monthly prescription cost of 6 copays, I don't miss that one bit. And in fact, I now use less than that to buy my Young Living supplements, oils, all the things that I drink and eat, tons of stuff that I get to use throughout my house for cleaning products, laundry, everything you can imagine. And I don't have to worry about where I'm getting the money from because I'm saving all those fees, right? Next is just going to be the emotional toll, especially if you have an ongoing illness. Let's say you're dealing with GERD or something that's invisible, right? People can't really see it, fibromyalgia, but boy, you're experiencing it. Could even be emotional, anxiety. When you need support and you are sick, it takes an emotional toll on yourself that you're feeling bad, right? The number one way I know when I'm starting to get sick is I get really teary. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not like me. What's going, oh, I might be getting sick, right? And that's when I jump into action with all my preventative stuff. Sorry for the staff. But the emotional toll isn't just on us. It's on the coworkers that take up our slack at work. It's on our family members that take up the slack at home. And especially if you're dealing with something for a long time, that starts to wear thin for everybody, including you. Next is going to be missed time with loved ones. I know people who suffer from migraines that often miss important family functions. Or you just make plans, right? Hey, let's all go see this movie, and they're going to miss it. Or maybe your daughter or son has an important event, but you just don't feel up to being there. That's the worst feeling. Maybe it's actually missed time with loved ones in a really critical time. You're sick, so you can't even be around an immunosuppressed loved one. It's a big deal to have that missing in your life. So I'm going to suggest that you stop thinking about how to deal with sickness and start investing in your wellness. The best and easiest way I have found to do that is to ask you to give me 14 days of your time and your focus and your commitment. It's actually not just me. It's a huge Facebook group, and they're doing such a good job of guiding people through 14 days of a reset. Does it involve some work? You better believe it. Does it involve some expense? You need to buy Ninja, which is actually on sale for 10% off right now. So once you've got that Ninja, which is just a drink that we drink, it's going to help you so much as you're trying to get off of foods that you've been trying to get off before, but just find them irresistible. This whole 14 days is going to give you a wonderful bridge. Does it involve movement? It sure does. It's got exercises, but it's for every level. If you just need to go for a short walk, you can do that. Does it have food restrictions? You better believe it, but you get to pick what that is. Do you prefer keto, paleo, Whole30? You just want to try to eat a little bit more naturally, cut out the sugar? That's fine. This is all up to you how you approach it. We've just got the support, the tools, the mechanisms that'll really get you there. Hydration is a big part of it, and we've got tons of printables to help you find your menu, to help you find your hydration that works for you, right? And we've got tons of testimonials. So what I invite you to do if you're sick of the cost of illness, especially the hidden costs that might go unseen, I want to invite you to join me for 14 days, and let's see what we can do to help you feel a lot better really soon. I love you. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I can't wait to see you back here tomorrow, live around 5. I'm Amy. Thanks so much.